Welcome to Other Realm Studio. I'm Paula. This is my second night of uh, trying out the new mic and headset and all, and I've adjusted the position of the mic itself. There wasn't really a whole lot I could do about the volume because it's already set. It's already set at 100% here, and it's already set at 100% the uh, on the settings thing on the actual computer instead of the program. So if it sounds a little low, I don't know what I can do about it other than speak up and enunciate. All right, so I have finished reading all the stories that I'm supposed to be illustrating for my commission that I'm working on, and I'm really excited about all these. These are really good stories. I cannot wait to tell y'all more about them. Uh, but I probably do need to wait to tell y'all all about them. So let me see. Um, yeah, let's establish a baseline on the floor and a nice window over here on the side. I'm just trying to place things where they were in my mind's eye for this one. Uh, yeah. So this story was a little bit Charlotte's Web, a little bit Howl's Moving Castle, and I just really, really liked it. Oh, it was so fun. It was also very short. So I don't know if the plan is to lengthen it out a little or not. On the other hand, short stories are very popular with anthologies because they kind of up the value of the anthology because it's good to have a lot of stories and they can be fit in anywhere. No, wait. Shouldn't that curve go the other way? So today was uh today we had kind of a mixed bag of things going on. It was the first day of school, and I teach my kids at home, so fourth grade went very well, and ninth grade started off good. Did not finish so well, but it did finish eventually. I'm gonna sketch in some furniture. I really haven't gotten enough practice doing furniture. It's been so long. So I'm pretty excited about doing that. I'll have the chance to establish more environments. I used to have a table like this one. Uh, what did happen to that table? Hmm. Let me see. What do I have in? What variety of flowers do I have? Hmm. I have a lot of varieties of flowers, but none of them are lilac. There's water lily and lily, but there's nothing that's lilac. Ah, well. I'll just sketch in some flowery looking scribbles and work on that later. So, I need to start planning topics for my art stream now. So, at least I think that's what's next here. I think I think I've gotten a little lazy with it, honestly. So, I began the stream just to get used to the idea of talking about my projects because that's been very difficult for me for well ever, and I always get a little bit squirrely and lose track of my train of thought and freak out just a teensy bit about whether I'm boring people or if I should just hush or a lot of stuff like that. And it's just difficult. It's hard to talk about. It's hard. It's hard to talk about stories. Um, well, my own stories. I can actually do pretty decent at analyzing other people's stories. That's not the problem. But for me, it's writing and drawing and just creating worlds for people to visit. You know, it's like 9/10 of who I am. It's very deeply personal, and I can't talk about myself. It's painful. Um, so yeah, it's been something that I knew I had to work at. I'm not really able to promote my work very well because it just terrifying. And it's not even so much that rejection feels so personal anymore. It's more of a reflexive thing, I guess. So usually, I know, um, rejections or critiques are not personal. They're not personal at all. I mean, just because somebody doesn't like my work does not mean that they hate me and they wish I didn't exist. Uh, there's such a huge variety in what people like to see. I'm gonna need reference for this stupid couch. Okay. Um, yeah, there's so many varieties of stories out there. There's so much that people are into. There's something for everyone out there. And just because just because somebody doesn't like my particular story does not mean anything against, either one of us. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with me for not writing the kind of story that they wanted, and there's nothing wrong with them for not liking my story. But that said, it's still very difficult to talk about my work. And even though it is difficult to talk about my work, sorry about the dead air, but even though it is difficult to talk about my work, that's like 9/10 of who I am. This is what I spend all my time thinking about. You know, people that only exist inside my imagination and how to how to draw things that look and feel like they belong or like they don't belong, like they come from a different world entirely. Um, it gets me through my days, because I'm not good at, and I never will be good at, making sure that the house is spotless. I mean, the best I can manage is everybody's got clothes to wear and dishes to eat off of, and things are relatively sanitary. I mean, sometimes there's like stuff that throws me for a loop for a while, which kind of like the kittens having fleas. Yeah, they picked them up while they were not here. When they were little baby kittens, and I brought them in from outside because of the whole situation with the fox, they did not have fleas then. They acquired them. So now uh, it takes more time. It takes more time to deal with them. So before, they've been getting terribly bored. So I'll comb them with the flea comb and, dunk any fleas I find in dish soap. Let me see. Got to set this ear back a little. Um, before I let the kittens run around the rest of the house because I don't want them spreading fleas and making everything about my work harder. Because I remember in the old house, which had carpet, we had to flea bomb that thing that house like 3 or 4 times because we had little dogs and they'd get out and roam around, and the over the counter flea stuff is just, it's not good. I don't know what flea stuff is good, but over over the counter stuff is not particularly effective. So, there's a few things that I've learned in the last, 18 years of trying to keep house. But, it's never going to come naturally to me, and I'm not going to enjoy it ever. And I really don't want to be known for what I'm honestly no good at, and that gives me no joy. So, one of the things that I want to do with my life is create stories in every media that I can possibly get my hands on. Um, Art is fairly accessible. Writing is very accessible. If you're going to create stories on a budget, I highly recommend uh, starting off with short stories and then working on a novel. Because you can write as many pages of material as you need, and they it won't get expensive. Paper is cheap. Storage space, like old thumb drives, those are cheap. You can tell as many stories on paper as you want. Okay. I mean, I kind of like where this is going, but I don't know. I guess I like it too much to erase it. How's that? And art can be more difficult. But again, it's not terrible. If you got to run things on a shoestring, any sort of surface and any sort of thing that makes marks. So I really love working in digital because it's it's easy to correct as you go, and also, it's easy to back up, you know. You don't you don't have to worry about saving it. Oh goodness, I saw on Twitter today something that it made me cry. I felt so bad. So the guy drawing Shinobi Sasquatch, his little 2-year-old, he decided to help with the inking. Oh man, and like a quarter of that page was just blacked out, and oh man, it brought back memories for me. I gotta tell you. Cause yeah, my little boy, he well, he's not so little anymore. Goodness, he's taller than me. Um, but he didn't really get into my stuff too much. He drew the cutest little stick figures. I still have some. He made these little groovy little head people. They always look so happy. Um, but he was pretty good about leaving my stuff alone. I mean, sometimes he'd want to touch it, and like little kids are, they do get a little grubby sometimes. But he wasn't in bad shape. Um, but my little girl, okay, for one, very tactile little person. Uh, like she always has to look at everything with her hands, even now. And uh, and she really liked my art supplies. And she still kind of does. And she started off with, zero boundaries, which now she's a little better about boundaries. She's still kind of impulsive. But, Lord, I have found some impressive stuff. And for a while, I quit. I quit drawing. There was just no safe place to put things. She was also very climby. Let's see if we can erase out some of this. Oh, it looks fun. And yeah, so I know what it's like. I know what it's like to work really hard on something and have a good piece ready for a show or for a fair. Have something that I'm really proud of and looking forward to showing to people. And uh, somebody got enthusiastic about it with me. Yeah, little kids, they want so bad to be grown up with you. And sometimes that love and enthusiasm manifests itself in ways that are a little difficult to live with. But yeah, I feel for them. Oh gosh. Yeah, so got off on a tangent there. Um, enough of one that I don't remember where I was going in the first place. Uh, let me pop another layer onto here, and let me move it back some. This story had a lot of texture in it, so I'm not really sure how much. There we go. How much I'll really be able to do with it. I don't know if this one was meant to be a sketch or a cover. It was probably meant to be more of one of the line art illustrations. But I would like to do a lot with the textures in it. What do we have for wood texture? Not much. I mean, there's grass and oh, fallen leaves. That's interesting. That's a little small. Let me see. Um, what I want is particle size. No, it doesn't have particle size. Interesting. Maybe it doesn't have particle size because I don't have more than one in a spot. Whoa. No, that's not right. Huh. So, let me see. Let's see. Is that. Whoa. Well, suddenly that's a lot bigger. I guess I jumped further than I thought. Okay, scooting around through here and finding some textures that I wanted to use to suggest where I'm going. And yeah, this piece of furniture looks terrible. What exactly went wrong here? Well, there goes autosave. Alright, so I'm gonna have to get off pretty soon. Let me try to freehand this real quick instead of, let's see, try to line it up first. Alright, so here we have the top of the arm of the couch. We have a curved back that goes about like this. There'll be a split right here. The back of it is going to be like this shape. The rest of it's going to be off this side of the screen. This is going to come in. This is going to come out. And the rest of the leg is going to come out like this. Alright, I have this too low. Alright, so I have an appointment pretty soon. I've got a call to make, or a call to take. There's a call. Let's see. The trouble with this is that it's a little faint and couch, and I know what one looks like. It's just a tricky perspective to get. And it's foreshortened as well. Just because of what I decided to do here. But I think I've about got it. All right. And that will have to do it for tonight. I'll have to save and quit. And hold on. Wait a minute. I've got to go tuck in Miss Chaos. So, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going to work on doing whatever I can to make this, a better making this a better channel. So it's really about time for me to to grow it up since I've gotten to where I can actually speak, which that's that's a huge win for me. Now I gotta try to speak well. So I will be back Thursday around 9, and I'll see you in the other room. Good night.